A security analyst detects anomalous activity on the corporate network. After reviewing intrusion detection system or IDS logs, they discovered that multiple devices are receiving unsolicited SYN ACK packets from various external IP addresses, even though the internal devices never sent SYN requests. The attack traffic volume has been increasing, causing network slowdowns and connectivity issues for legitimate users. After further investigation, the security team determines that the organization is under a TCP SYN flood attack, a form of distributed denial of service where the attacker spoofs source IP addresses to exhaust server resources. The company's firewall does not currently have state mode inspection enabled, making it vulnerable to spoofed requests. Which of the following actions would be the most effective in mitigating this attack? Three, two, one. Enable SYN cookies to verify legitimate TCP connection requests. So cookies prevent TCP SYN flood attacks by ensuring that servers only allocate resources to legitimate connection attempts. So SYN flood attacks means that you flood the server with so many requests that it gets flooded, it gets overwhelmed, and it shuts down. Now, one of the questions you may be asking is, where the hell do these questions come from? Like I said at the top of the video, if you look in the link in the description, we have a link and you can get access to 4,000 questions just like this, which can help you pass ITF Plus, A Plus, this exam, Network Plus, and Security Plus. We have a practice test bank of 4,000 questions that can help you guys pass the exam. Ready for this question? Let's go. A global VoIP provider has been receiving complaints from customers about poor call quality, high jitter, and frequent dropped connections. The network team identifies that during peak hours, large file transfers are consuming significant bandwidth, causing VoIP packets to experience delays and packet loss. To address this, the company decides to implement quality of service policies to prioritize voice traffic over less time-sensitive data. Which of the following QoS techniques would best ensure that VoIP packets are transmitted with the lowest possible latency? Now, as you guys are thinking through this, I'm giving you tips. One of the biggest things is that on the exam, a lot of the questions have a lot of information. Some of the information is useful. Most of it really isn't. So you need to be able to decipher, okay, what do I need? What the hell is the question asking me? And what the hell is the best answer? And be able to do that quickly and effectively. So for this, you can use DSCP markings to prioritize VoIP packets in layer 3, in or at layer 3. Now, one thing I will say is these questions are difficult, right? They're pretty difficult. The question on the exam may be even more difficult because a lot of times they will not say what the acronym stand for. It'll just say DSCP. They're expecting you to know what the answer is. Why is that? Because this certification is taught as if you already have ITF Plus and you already have A Plus and have all the knowledge therein. So they're not going to break a lot of stuff down because they already expect for you to know it. So DSCP allows routers to prioritize VoIP packets without requiring excessive bandwidth allocation, ensuring minimal latency. So we 5 questions in. Let me know what y'all feel. How y'all feel? How y'all doing? Do y'all have any questions right? Do you have them all right? Did you get a few wrong? How do you feel about this exam? If you didn't have me, the best instructor this side of the Mississippi, help me with this shit, would you have gotten any of these questions right? Would you got some of them right? Let me know how you feel in the comments. And if you haven't done so, yet, make sure you like this video. I honestly don't give a shit about you subscribing because YouTube doesn't show this shit to most of the subscribers anyway, but liking the video is the key. That's the only thing I ask of you. All right, so you ready? A hospital has deployed a wireless network to provide secure access for both staff and patient devices. Due to sensitivity of electronic health records, network administrators must ensure that they only authorized personnel can access internal resources. However, security logs show repeated rogue access points appearing in the vicinity, potentially tricking users into connecting to unauthorized networks. Which of the following security controls would best mitigate this threat? Three, two, one. So enforcing 802.1x authentication to validate users and prevent unauthorized access. So 802.1x ensures that only authorized people can access and connect to Wi-Fi networks, even if a rogue access point is present. A small business operates a web server behind a router using private IP addresses 192.168.1.100. The company wants external users to access the server via the company's public IP address 203.0.113.10, but only on port 443 for HTTPS traffic. Which of the following NAT configuration should the network administrator implement? Three, two, one. Port forwarding to map external traffic on port 443 to the internal web server. So port forwarding allows inbound traffic on port 443 to reach the correct internal server. So port forwarding sounds exactly like what it is. It forwards protocols, services to specific ports and prioritizes those ports for that protocol or that service. A financial institution wants to isolate its internal accounting systems from other departments while allowing limited communication between authorized users. The IT team configures virtual LANs to separate network traffic, but some users report they cannot access shared resources needed for financial reporting. What is the best solution to maintain security while allowing necessary interdepartmental access? I'm having a hard time reading this, so I know you're having a hard time figuring out what the answers are. But like I said, I want to make sure that this is challenging and that you guys fully understand how difficult these exams are and don't take them lightly at all. 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. Let me go back. I'm sorry. It was this one, yeah. All right, so for this, implement ACL on the router to filter inter VLAN traffic based on department needs. So access a control list, just make sure that only the people that are on that list have access, only the devices that are on that list have access to the VLAN or wherever you want that info to be and whoever you want to have access to it. An enterprise IT team has noticed a sudden increase in network congestion during peak hours. A review of the simple network management protocol logs reveals that one user is consuming an unusually high amount of bandwidth by downloading large files. The administrator wants to prevent this user from negatively impacting others. Which action should the IT team take to enforce fair bandwidth allocation? Three, two, one. So setting up quality of service rules to deprioritize large file transfers and prioritize critical application. So QoS does exactly what it sounds like. It improves the quality of service and prioritizes whatever you need priority for. It prioritizes that just to make sure that those critical applications are always accessible and always do what they need to do. A multinational corporation is transitioning to a zero trust security model after a recent data breach involving compromised credentials. The security team has implemented multi-factor authentication and least privilege access controls, but they have identified that unauthorized lateral movement is still possible within the corporate network. The IT team is considering the following security measures to further restrict access. Microsegmentation to isolate sensitive systems from general employee workstations. User and entity behavior analytics to detect unusual activity patterns. Continuous authentication mechanisms to revalidate users beyond the initial login. Given these security goals, which of the following best aligns with zero trust model while preventing unauthorized internal movement? Three, two, one. So using microsegmentation to separate network resources based on identity and trust levels. Microsegmentation ensures that even if an attacker compromises a user account, their movement is restricted to specific network segments. Segmentations is usually always for two things: for troubleshooting purposes to make troubleshooting easier, and then for security to separate and segment the network. All right, so for this, enable application-aware routing to dynamically select the best available path based on real-time network conditions. Application-aware routing ensures that critical applications are routed through the lowest latency path, optimizing performance in real time. All right, gang, so as I stated before, I'm gonna be dropping a bunch of this type of stuff, right? I drop about 3 or 4 videos a week to make sure that I help you guys. So these videos are primarily for people who aren't quite ready to go through the pro program or aren't ready to go through the hero program. Let's say that you aren't ready for either of those just yet, right? You should be if you're watching this shit, to be honest. But let's say that you're not ready for either of those just yet. We also have, let's say that you just stumbled on this video by mistake. Like, damn, this shit is super hard. I ain't ready for none of this shit. And you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do. We also have an ITF Plus course or tech beginners course. That's all going to be in the description. All the ways that we can help you are going to be in the description. So if you come this far in the video with me, hopefully you found it valuable. Hopefully you know how to follow directions and you liked. Every time I told you to comment, you commented, and hopefully you are one step closer to becoming a student and really helping me help you get into tech. So other than that, man, I'll see you in class.